Today's video, I'm going to be talking about intermittent fasting, mistakes that you make during intermittent fasting, and how to avoid weight gain while you are intermittent fasting. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Here we are again today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about intermittent fasting, mistakes that you make during intermittent fasting, and how to avoid weight gain while you are intermittent fasting. If you don't know who I am by now, I basically lost 130 pounds by doing keto, intermittent fasting, and exercise in a fasted state. Fasting is one of the best things that I've ever come across. It literally changed my life. It allowed me to lose over 100 pounds in only 4 months. When I was losing weight, I was doing the 23 to 1 hour fast. This fast is called OMAD, 1 meal a day. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's just when you eat only 1 meal a day. When I was losing over 100 pounds, I combined OMAD with keto. So basically I only ate 1 meal a day and I was on the keto diet. I have videos on exactly what I ate when I was losing weight. I would usually have around 1 to 2 meals a day, and then I would have about 1,500 calories within a 23 to 1 hour fasted window. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, and make sure you go ahead and give this video a like so you can get more intermittent fasting videos. Since then, I have come off of the keto diet and now I am a vegan. However, I have still been able to lose even more weight. I lost actually 30 pounds by being a vegan just because I fasted and still did 1 meal a day. I made a whole entire video on fasting, how fasting works, how eating is entirely hormonal, how the metabolism works, and how that intertwines with ketosis and fasting. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Fasting is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you abstain from food for a certain period of time. I am very experienced with fasting. I've done all of the fasts that are possible. I've done alternate day fasting. I've done 16 to 8 fasting. I've done 23 to 1 fasting, which is my main fasting method now. I've also gone on 2 7-day full fasts, and I've gone on 2 2-day dry fasts. The purpose of fasting is to get your body in a certain fat burning state, and this fat burning state is called ketosis. Ketosis is when you stay away from certain things like sugar or carbs, or when you just don't eat any food at all. It can occur when you sleep. It can occur when you don't eat sugar, just because your body is going to have to depend on your fat for energy rather than looking towards glucose for energy. This is why fasting can be safe, because our body has different survival mechanisms for us to be able to fast. Many different survival mechanisms put in place so that you don't starve and so that you are able to burn fat. So there's nothing to be worried about in regards to fasting. Fasting is perfectly safe because our body naturally has these processes already put in place. Ketosis is a natural process that happens when we fast. So the first biggest fasting mistake that you can make is eating excess sugar or carbs after you break your fast. If you decide to break your fast with excess sugar or carbs, your body comes out of the state of ketosis. After 8 hours of fasting, your body naturally goes into the fat burning state. So if you are about to break your fast, your body is in fat burning mode. And if you automatically switch to sugar after being in this fat burning mode, your body will go to your glucose reserves to get energy again. The minute you eat excess carbs, processed food, or sugar, your body will automatically start using that glucose for energy and stop using your fat for energy. The process in which we metabolize food and we burn fat is completely different from the way that we metabolize sugar, which is why when we are trying to target fat loss, we specifically have to stay away from sugar or excess carbs or limit it. If you break your fast and you overload your body with sugar, number one, your body will probably get very off balance just because eating is entirely hormonal. If you have been fasting, abstaining from food, especially sugar, the moment that you eat it, your insulin will spike up, and it's just not really a good situation. It can harm you if you do that, especially if you already have underlying health concern. And if you eat too many excess carbs, those excess carbs turn into sugar. Any excess carbs, any excess starches, because starch is also a carb, you can harm yourself and you can get out of that fat burning state, and that's of course what we don't want, especially if we are trying to accomplish our weight loss goals. Another common weight loss mistake that a lot of people make is not drinking water while fasting. Anything that you drink that has any type of calorie, anything that you eat that has any type of calorie that's over, I believe, 10 calories can break a fast. Any sugar, anything that is not plain water can break your fast. The things that are acceptable to drink when you are fasting are black coffee, tea, and water. Those are really the only things. Anything that doesn't have any added sugar, milk, nothing, anything that is 0 calorie. Technically you can drink Diet Coke. Technically you could drink any type of beverage that doesn't have any calories. They wouldn't break your fast. The things that break fast are calories. So if you drink anything else but water, even if it's soda, even if it's juice, and you don't eat any food, it doesn't matter. You are still technically breaking your fast because you are consuming calories. And if you are consuming calories, most likely if you're drinking something, those calories are coming from sugar, and sugar has a high amount of calories. And if you consume sugar while you are fasting, as I just mentioned previously, your insulin can spike up and your body will automatically get out of that fat burning state just because there is glucose present in your system for your body to use as energy. If you're doing the 16 to 8 fast, that means you are eating at 12 p.m. and you stop eating at 8 p.m. and you don't eat again to the next day at 12 p.m. If you are doing OMAD, 1 meal a day, or the 23 to 1 hour fast, that means you are eating anytime you want to, so 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m. and you're eating at that time 1 time a day, 1 meal a day, and you don't eat again until the next day. If you're doing alternate day fasting, you're eating regular for 1 day. Even when you do eat regular for that period of time, it's usually suggested that you still intermittent fast. You shouldn't really go back and forth with coming from fasting, coming off from fasting, because when you are fasting and consuming excess sugar and carbs or things that do not negotiate with fasting, different biological mechanisms happen in your body. Digestion and eating and processing your food is entirely hormonal, and there's different hormonal processes depending on which diet you do. So you have to be extremely careful when you are doing alternate day fasting. In my opinion, I believe alternate day fasting is the hardest to accomplish because you get so comfortable eating comfortably one day and then the next day you have to restrict yourself, and then the next day you'll want to recompensate for the restriction for the previous day. I don't really recommend it in my honest opinion, but if it worked for you, that's great. For me, I love doing OMAD. Now, prolonged fasts such as going 1, 2, 3 extended days without eating food at all, I recommend this. However, I don't recommend this very often just because you have to eat. You should only do this for spiritual reasons. You should only do this to improve yourself or to get a break once in a while. You shouldn't go on 7-day fast every other week. And of course, we have dry fasting too. That's when you completely stay away from water and food completely for a few days. That is a whole nother video for a whole nother topic. I have done dry fasting before. Another mistake that you can make when you are intermittent fasting is eating or breaking a fast with processed foods. So if you are coming from a fast and you feel good, after that you go ahead and eat a cheeseburger, that literally defeats the purpose of a fast. If you are going to fast, it should be a structured, settled routine. If you go ahead and just eat junk after you fasted for 1 day, it's not going to really do anything to you. As I mentioned, when you fast, there are different survival mechanisms that happen inside of your body, and ketosis is one of those things. And ketosis only occurs when you abstain from sugar or carbs or food for a certain period of time. And if you go and eat a cheeseburger or something that's really unhealthy for you, you can put your body into shock. You can spike your insulin up. So it's not really a good idea to do that. Another common mistake that people make while intermittent fasting is breaking a fast too soon. Say for example, if you eat at 12 p.m. and you eat something light that's 50 calories, just 50 calories at 5 p.m. and then you want to eat again at 8 p.m. and you're supposed to be doing the 16 to 8 hour method, which is when you're eating from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and you decide to go ahead and eat right before you go to sleep, it will mess up your entire fasting process. I know it's kind of unfortunate that it works this way, but if you break your fast in the middle of the fast, all the progress that you have made during that fast will be erased. You break that fast at 10 p.m., technically you wouldn't be fasting for 16 hours. You would only be fasting for 14 hours. You didn't consider yourself eating or snacking during that fasting window, and you're confused as to why your results have stalled, and that is why. For fasting to work, it has to be consistent and it has to be disciplinary. The items that don't break a fast are things that have no calories. That is the only way you cannot break your fast. Anything else breaks your fast. You want to drink bone broth, if you want to drink water, if you want to drink black coffee, no sugar, no cream, if you want to do green tea, black tea, anything that has 0 calories, and like I mentioned earlier, even diet soda won't break your fast just because it does have 0 calories. However, I advise against drinking anything diet. I advise against drinking soda just because that stuff is very, very highly processed. It's not good for you. If anything is black and you're drinking it, you shouldn't drink it unless it's naturally black and not dyed black. So yes, you can technically drink diet drink while you're fasting and not break your fast. However, because your body is tasting sweet things, your mind might be tricked and it might trigger your insulin even if you're not consuming calories. And if your insulin is triggered, then that means your body will come out of fasting mode because your body will think it's consuming glucose even if it's not. The way to properly execute a fast is to combine fasting with the diet that works best for you. When you fast, naturally your hormones will balance. We have two hunger hormones within inside of our body, which is leptin and ghrelin. Those are the hunger and satiation hormones. They tell you when to eat. They tell you when your belly is full to stop eating. I believe keto is the best diet to combine with intermittent fasting because you're abstaining from sugar and carbs. Excess carbs stimulate your hunger hormones, and when you eat more carbs, you may notice that you may feel hungrier. If you want the best fast weight loss, I think keto is the best diet for that, just because your body will naturally be in a state of ketosis because of the food that you're eating. You're eating high unsaturated fat, you're eating moderate protein, no to low carbs, and on top of that, absolutely zero sugar except from berries or strawberries or something like that. Combine eating this diet that naturally stimulates ketosis along with having your body naturally be in a ketogenic state. Just because you are intermittent fasting, it's honestly the bulletproof method for weight loss. Combining keto with doing intermittent fasting was the way I was able to lose 100 pounds in 4 months. It honestly accelerated my weight loss. To not break a fast, you have to not eat anything. You cannot have not a single calorie. The only thing that you can have are water, tea, black coffee, things like that. Exercising is very important, but in regards to weight loss, the things that matter the most are how you're fasting and what you eat. Exercise is only a catalyst if you want faster results. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you go ahead and check out my second channel, my second YouTube channel, where I have my meal ideas there. I already have a vegan meal idea there. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.